All right, hey, welcome to Nerd Street.
Nerd Street!
I'm Brent. This is
Nick.
and we're here to talk about everything nerd, everything that we love and are passionate about, from movies, video games, comic books, and so on and so forth. Now, today we're going to talk about rumors and
Hollywood
things,
rumors.
yeah, things that are coming out of Hollywood or the nerd world on things we might see in the future. So, the first one I want to touch on, it was just announced a couple days ago, I think Monday. They're saying that for the sequel to Spider-Man Homecoming, the new Spider-Man, which I don't know if it's going to be called Spider-Man Homecoming 2 or
I doubt
Spider-Man
it.
something.
But you never know.
So we don't know if it's going to be called Spider-Man Homecoming 2 or Spider-Man, Spider-Man something or other, whatever. But they're saying that Mysterio is going to be the villain in this one, and the rumor is that Jake Gyllenhaal or whatever his last name is pronounced is going to play that.
Mysterio. He's gonna have to wear a helmet.
Well, see,
Or like a. I mean, but you know, today they revise everything.
right? He's not going to look like he's got a fishbowl over his head like in the. I think he was weird and lame looking in the comic
But
books.
very Spider-Man looking villain.
True.
At the same time, it fit right in with everyone that goes against Spider-Man. But
Well, my first thoughts were Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio. But then I remember back, the first thing I thought was Michael Keaton as the Vulture. And first of all, Keaton is a brilliant actor.
he's too good of an actor to play Vulture.
Yes and no. See, I think that iteration of the Vulture that they made in the movie, it wasn't spoilers by the way, but if you haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, turn this video off and go watch that.
Or
that's been out
buy
there.
the internet or a TV so you're
Right.
caught up by now.
The point is, the Vulture in the movie wasn't just an old man in a bird suit.
You're right.
He had a reason for doing this. He got screwed by the government in the wake of Avengers 1. He had this tech. The Vulture suit was all technological.
It was the fur is what I liked.
The fur right from his
that
coat.
was cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the little touches that were a kind of a callback, a throwback to the comic book Vulture, but this wasn't an old man in tights with wings.
No, that was very important. So yes, in that regard, you are so right. That's where they pulled it off, and they could update Mysterio in that same positive manner. You're
Right.
absolutely right.
Since Mysterio's a master of illusion and such, I could see Jake Gyllenhaal being like a magician
Yeah.
or a special effects guy, a Hollywood special effects
Oh,
guy.
that would be cool. You just hit it on the head. A Hollywood special effects guy that's just had too much brain for it, and it's gonna make tech that you can't even believe because it's outside of movies now. Perfect. That would be great.
So I'm looking forward to seeing where they go from this.
Wait, let's talk about what you think as the actor that they picked to play him. Forget putting him in a pretty suit and making him look cool. He's got to now act it out.
Right.
Do you think he's the right guy for the job? Or are you like me and thinking that he's overrated and just because he was in a couple cool movies, he's the greatest thing in the world? I'm sorry, Nightcrawler was good, but I think anyone could have looked at the floor and looked depressed and played that role.
I thought his acting chops really came forth in Southpaw, where he had a whole range of emotion.
I'll give you that. Southpaw was good. It was a good popcorn flick as far as you can never get as good as Rocky, but if you want to do something contemporary this time around in this age or this day, that's the way to do it.
Gyllenhaal's not what I would call an A-list actor, but he's, I think he's definitely not the caliber of Michael Keaton.
No, absolutely not.
But I think depending on how they interpret Mysterio for this, I think he could pull it off.
I think you're right. If all the ducks are aligned correctly, I agree. But it's a fine line, and I think it's a fragile line. But I'm hoping for the best, and I want Jake to be something that we believe in when we see the film, because it's Spider-Man, big IP. I'm not big on Spider-Man Homecoming, but I want to see the series grow and get better and get to a point where I'm first in line for a Spider-Man movie again.
So, Boba Fett movie, when are we supposed to get this? When is this supposed to come out?
Boba Fett, there's no time frame on it. I do know that Kathleen Kennedy wants Mangold to not only direct, but pen the script, and I think that's a good idea. The less people involved on someone's artistic vision, the better. You get to see what the director, producer, writer intentionally intended.
Here's my thought on the whole thing. I don't like it. I think Boba Fett, he was a minor character in the original trilogy. They fleshed him out a little bit in the prequels, but it's one of those characters I don't think... who I'd like to know more about? Boba Fett. No, that's not it. There's so many. I'd love to see Kenobi. I'd love to see. Okay, here, get this.
Okay.
I want to see Palpatine, the Star Wars story. I want to see how
you're reaching for the stars.
Yeah.
I like that. No one talks about the real shit like that.
Boba Fett is who's a rat's ass.
I gotta put some argument against you though, because when I first seen Star Wars, when I seen Boba Fett, I actually said I want to know about that guy because his armor was so cool. Everyone loved his weapons, wrist rockets, jetpack. Never seen what he looks like, don't know where he's from, but he's such a badass at Han Solo is kind of scared of him. Because when he was on Jabba's sail barge and Chewbacca told him that Boba Fett's around, what did he do? He got up and started freaking out.
Boba Fett, where?
You know what I mean? That made me want to know who he was, but as far as what you're saying, I don't think he's an integral part of Star Wars and the flow of the characterization and the story and what we need from it to get his own.
Right, he's got a
People
lot
are
of
gonna lie,
backstory. We know that his armor is Mandalorian. We know that braid on the side of his thing, those are braided Wookiee skulls. Or Wookiee scalps, rather.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Dude, I didn't know
so,
that.
But you know what? If they do a Boba Fett movie, I don't think we're gonna get any of that.
Yeah, it's too. You think that's but wait, James Mangold does dark stuff. Okay.
But here's the reason why I don't think that's gonna be the way it is. One word: Disney.
My coffee just started tasting like shit.
So there are so many other characters.
You said it, man. I forget about that.
That would be better served. I mean, like I said, Kenobi. The fans have been screaming for a Kenobi story.
I want Kenobi. You though?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Are you scared though?
Well, again, I'm gonna believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
But when you start bringing in Boba Fett, what's next? Greedo, the Star Wars story.
Salacious
C-3PO, the Star Wars story.
journey.
Right, now they're talking about Lando Calrissian getting his own movie.
Yep, that's a go. They're pushing that.
Right, but the only reason he's a big character now is because of Solo.
Oh, absolutely.
Moving on, before we get back to the other Star Wars rumor, another rumor that I wanted to address.
Bring it on.
I talked to you about this a couple months ago. The rumor is that DC, because Justice League took a turd in the toilet, DC's talking about making one last all-in push.
I heard about this.
And so they want to make another Green Lantern movie with a big star named Tom Cruise.
Woo! Sorry, I think Tom Cruise is actually for the big screen. I think he is the all-American boy for it. I think before this guy gets too old to do anything, he's doing his own stunts in the latest Mission Impossible.
No, he's not a bad actor. But I think this is a case of just, okay, we have this role. What big name can we throw in there? It's like when they made Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
Just to throw a big name.
Just to throw a big
I'll tell you what, who I think would make a better Hal Jordan than Tom Cruise?
Who?
Jake Gyllenhaal. So I don't necessarily like the
I don't even give a shit about Green Lantern to find out who's going to play him. Sorry, but I don't.
Okay, I
DC?
think Green Lantern, it could be awesome. I thought the original Green Lantern, although the movie sucked and Ryan Reynolds was wrong for the part, I thought the visual effects were really cool. It's just everything
but that's
else
a problem.
sucked.
That's a problem in cinema. They got money to put in special effects that make you go, wow. No one wants to pay for the best writers in the business.
All right, let's hit the final rumor that we've been talking about. I'll let you go with this one.
All right, man. So there was a Star Wars Episode 9 plot leak. It was all over Facebook, every social media avenue, so I know there was a lot of energy towards it because the guy that released it released the Force Awakens script before it was released. No one believed him, and he was right. So this guy sent a link when he sent this out to, before you dismiss what he's saying about Episode 9, look at how correct he was when he had a friend in the storyboard, working the storyboard section of Lucas. He was hired for that. The rumor is that it's a benevolent rule from Kylo Ren, correct?
Yeah, that's what you said. Yeah.
Kylo Ren some time has gone by. There's going to be a time jump. I don't like that everyone's talking about, is there going to be a time jump? Dude, time jump has been in Star Wars. There's no way this is going to continue right after Boom Kid. Calm down. Guaranteed 100% time jump. Okay, so Kylo Ren, benevolent rule. Everyone likes what Kylo Ren's doing with the galaxy. I guess the biggest chance we're taking is we're going to the unknown regions of Star Wars now, where supposedly there is someone captured in the unknown regions by the First Order, who could be the most powerful Force user or person connected to the Force that we've ever seen, even more than Rey. And the whole thing is Finn and the whole crew are going to rescue this person and pull him from the unknown regions, bring her to Rey, and have them restart the new Jedi Order. All right, so yeah, basically we're going to see the unknown regions. I've heard rumors of who was going to play Snoke? Young Snoke, did I say?
Harris.
Ed Harris was going to play Young Snoke, which fits perfectly. Obviously, if he plays Young Snoke, oh yeah, it's rumored that the kid from It and Stranger Things that plays Mike, I'm really sorry, plays young Kylo, which looks perfect. He looks exactly like Adam Driver. And there's supposed to be flashback scenes with Ed Harris and young Kylo Ren, and that is going to be gold. But I don't want to read too much into the rumors. I'm such a big Star Wars fan that everything I'm hearing is kind of bothering me because I don't know how it's going to play out. But I hope Kylo just kills everyone at this point.
And we're going to do a lot more videos on Star Wars. That's like the one thing that the whole reason we started doing these videos is because of our discussions and agreements and disagreements about Star Wars.
It was all with The Last Jedi. I gotta say, as much as The Last Jedi pissed me off and really fucked me up, it sparked me to do what we're doing now. I asked Brent, hey, you want to start a YouTube channel? I need to start talking about what's going on in pop culture because I think things are changing in a weird way. And he was 100% down, and that's why we're inspired to do it.
So these videos are actually cheap therapy for Nick.
Oh, sad but true. I can't get over The Last Jedi. It's a problem. Everyone at work's sick of me talking about it. My friends are sick of me talking about it. And soon you guys will probably be sick of hearing me talk about it, but it's not going to stop me.
All right, well, we should wrap this up.
We should.
If you want to, again, if you want to hear about want us to address certain topics, if you want us to go more into speculation about Episode 9, comment on it, or if you just want to hear us rant about Star Wars, we do have an episode coming up sometime in the near future where we're going to rank the Star Wars movies.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of Star Wars talk from us because this is Nerd Street and nerds love Star Wars.
And they love streets.
Right.
Up in the streets.
Now, I'm not a Star Trek. Are you a Star Trek person?
I am not.
We may have to get like a guest Star Trek expert because there's a lot of nerds out there that like Trek and
I'm that poser that doesn't like Star Trek, but when J.J. Abrams did it, I did. You know,
right,
so
yeah,
that doesn't really count. But he did bring us Benedict Cumberbatch.
Woo! He did, right. Also is the MCU now as well.
MCU, yeah, my #1 favorite actor in the world. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Hit the subscribe button if you want to give us a chance, and believe us that it's going to get better. We'll have some props behind us, a little razzle-dazzle, shake things up for you guys.
And,
we'll get fancy soon, we promise.
But yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. Let us know you like what we're doing, and we're not just talking to a wall. And thanks for visiting the street. We'll see you next time.
Street. Thanks, guys. All right.
X-Force.